Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Whiskey at Work. We're down a whiskey drinker today.
She didn't drink that much before.
Her email was kind of cryptic, though, that I got back.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you read that?
I did.
I hope she's okay, because it seemed like either that was like a cry for help, like somebody please send the police, or she was just being funny. I'm not quite sure with her sometimes.
I don't think it was either one. Really.
So did you have a good 4th of July, Rob? Was it fun?
I did. We didn't
Really?
do a whole lot. Kids were gone. Worked a little on the deck. Still.
It's been a long time on that. You should probably wrap
Drank
it
a
up.
little. Still.
I asked Rob before we started, I said, Rob, you look tired. Are you okay, buddy? Then he admitted to having quite a day yesterday, I guess.
Well, Becky was at work, and I was trying to finish things up on my own, and it was a bit more of a project. You know, boards are long and they're heavy when there's only one person.
And you rewarded yourself heartily at the end of that day, didn't you?
Well, then,
while you were doing
then a buddy
it.
came in from D.C., and we had a couple of beers after that, and then I went home and had a drink, and then had another one. And
Oh, that's why I just have work friends. Nobody ever stops by.
then the wife and my daughter started watching The Bachelorette or something, so I went to bed.
Then you just leave the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a long time since we have. When was the last time we drank any scotch on this little episode? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Not as long as it should have been.
Still can't get you to like this stuff, can
No,
I? I'm
not
trying.
really. I know, I'm trying too, but it ain't working.
But the reason why I brought this one in, or actually I got to thank your wife for when she was out. Where did she find this? Up in North Dakota, didn't she?
Yeah, Grand Forks.
Yeah. so
Happy
she-
Harry's. Shout out to you, Happy Harry.
That's where we got the Crooked Furrow for the very first time, which is still probably one of our most favorite bourbons. But the reason why I found this one, because of the name, it was appealing, it was cool, and then you got to wonder if there's a story behind it. It's called Copper Dog. It's a Scotch. It's 8 blended single malts.
Space
Is what this is from the Speyside region of Scotland. Which, if you're going to pick a Scotch, that's probably what you're going to drink from, isn't it?
Yeah, was it the Lowlands? Is that right?
Lowlands, Highlands, Isla.
Isla's big no.
Isla's right out. That's your Lagavulin and your.
Not happening.
Where's our bottle of? Ah, yes, our bottle of Lafroig.
Lafroig.
That still has a sip left. If anybody wants to finish that.
Come on down. You can have it.
But Speyside is a smoother, non-peaty region of Scotland, and whatever they blended together in this is really good. It all comes from Diageo, I believe.
Yeah. How many scotches is in the stable at Diageo?
They have a lot, don't they? I mean, that's like
don't know,
one of the
you're a
big
Scotch
3
guy.
or 4, isn't it? Of
Certainly.
whiskey companies. So
You got to be able to narrow it down, or at least get an idea of what's going in it to see if.
I did enough research to find out where the term copper dog came from. Then that's kind of where I quit. Then I lost interest. I didn't want to go and I just knew Diageo was the one that had all of these blended together.
Let's put this away. It's kind of grossing me out.
So before I explain what the copper dog is, I wanted Rob to think of a time in his life when he has ever, or his most memorable steal.
Oh, most memorable.
Do you have the most memorable, or you can use the one that you originally thought of? Something that he stole and got away with. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah. I remember back in my college days, there was a bar in Sturgis that we used to order pictures from, and by the end of Christmas break, I think I had more of their pictures in my house than they had in the bar.
That seems to be a common thing, though, that people steal, isn't it? Stuff from bars and restaurants.
Well, college drunk days.
Right.
I'm guessing that's where a lot of these stories are going to originate.
Well, I knew a lot of kids in college. Their entire silverware set was just stuff from restaurants. None of it matched. And I'm sorry if you're a restaurant. I know that has to be one of the most annoying things. To get back to a table, you're clearing it off like, okay, I know everybody here ate with utensils.
At least you didn't have to wash it.
Right, where is it all? So that's probably what you remember doing the most?
Yeah, that's the most memorable. There were other silly ones that
I
won't get into.
You can, in the comments, Rob might tell you. I only did it one time. One time from a store in Spearfish. Do you remember Pomida?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you remember the store Pomida? But all day today, I've been trying to remember exactly what it was that I stole. I have no idea what it was.
You got away with it? You didn't
Totally
get
got
mad?
away with it. Nope, totally got away with it. Took it back to my apartment, but I don't remember what it was. Something tells me it was like an egg timer. I just wanted to try to steal something to see if I could get away with it. And it was something just pointless.
This was not a teenage prank.
No,
This
no,
you
I
in
was
college or
19,
beyond
20,
this.
21 years old, yeah. Never stole anything in high school. But I came from such a small town.
At least the picture was useful.
Yes, right. And you remembered it, which is
Well,
great.
there were several of them.
And the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because that's where the name Copper Dog comes from. Back in the good old days of making scotch, when these guys that worked there weren't paid a lot, they found a way to steal what they were making. And so a lot of these stills in Scotland are copper. So you'd have these little copper tubes laying all over the place as they cut and made the whatevers they're called. I don't know. I don't work there. So they'd pick up these little tubes. They'd solder a penny to the bottom of it, or whatever you call 1 cent pieces in Scotland. No clue. And then they would secretly pour a little of the scotch into it, and then top it off with a cork, put it in their sock or their boot, and take it home and steal what they were making because they weren't getting paid enough. There's a lesson in there, I think, somewhere for something. I don't know.
Nothing like walking out there one shot at a time.
Well,
It's like the
if that's
Johnny Cash song where he steals the Cadillac one part at a
one
time.
part at a time. So for those of you kids that remember, there was a singer decades ago. His name was Johnny Cash. He was a big deal. Some of you may have heard the name. Could you think of a more relevant?
Well, I don't
anything?
know. It's one little copper tube filled up with a little scotch. Doesn't
Man,
seem like
there's
you're
a-
going to have that much fun at the end of the book shift. I don't know.
There's a country song in there. You wrote half the lyrics to it right there. Nice job.
Take note, Chancey. I expect credit.
I don't think you can buy this around here, though. Like I said, we had to go all the way to Fargo or Grand Forks
Yeah.
to get a
I
bottle
didn't
of
have
it.
to go to Grand
No,
Forks.
your wife did. But if you're a Scotch fan and you like Speyside, if you like the smoother, non-peaty Scotches, like we've said in different episodes, Speyside is definitely the region to search for that kind of stuff. But if you want the all-in Scotch, you're drinking Lafroig, or you're drinking
No, you're
Bowmore,
not.
or you're drinking Lagavulin. You're drinking some of those. But this is very drinkable.
It tastes a lot better than it smells. It smells kind of.
You're maybe smelling the pennies in there. Is what you're smelling, huh?
it's not
Those
a-
old
it's not,
rusted,
The aroma sucks.
the old rusted pennies. But if you do come across it, it's unique. It's different. Again, something you can't find in our area right now. But I think it was only $30.
It wasn't bad. I
Yeah.
don't think.
I think once they blend them together, that does bring that price point down a little bit too.
They're probably not starting with the highest end.
No,
You're not putting
no.
a Glenfiddich 14 in here.
Let's hope not. Anyway, if you find a bottle, pick it up. It's pretty good. But thanks for watching this episode of Whiskey at Work. Next week, we're coming back metal.